Hi, I'm Gena, and today I'm going to be walking you through an introduction of how to use charts in Workshop. Before we get started, a quick word from our founder.
Discover how Palantir customers unlock more value from Foundry and AIP thanks to our live instructor-led trainings. We are Ontologize, a group of former Palantir engineers who love teaching. We've trained thousands of Palantir users at leading organizations around the world. Unlock the full potential of your Palantir deployment by going to ontologize.com.
So here we are in Workshop, and I've built a chart that shows the retail spend by park section by day. Now, it's not terribly interesting to know about total retail spend, unless we know how many people there were at the park. And so here, we can also see the total count of park entrances by day. Now, let's say for our purposes that there was a hurricane or some sort of other severe weather event in the month of May. And so here, we can represent where that happened to add extra context to our data. Now, the chart itself doesn't have to be a dead end. So for example, if I'm interested in this area, I can drag my cursor, and then the chart will filter the table below so I can do a deep dive on the results. So we're going to go ahead and build this out. So from here, you're going to hit Control-J and search for Workshop and open that up. You're going to hit New Module, and we're going to call this Intro to Workshop Charts, and I will be saving it in my learning project. I'll hit Save. So here I am in my empty workshop, and I'm just going to be using this main section over here. We're not going to have any filters or anything because the focus here is on plots. So I'm going to click on this section here and just get rid of it. I'm also going to remove the header from this section. To start, I'm going to need some data. So I'm going to go to Variables, hit that plus sign, make a new object set variable. It's an object set definition. And this one's going to be called Park Entrances. And the starting object set will be entrances. So I'm going to click on that one and hit select. And I'm just going to be working with the entire set of park entrances. Now, once again, I'm going to hit that plus sign. It's going to be an object set definition. And this one is going to be retail transactions. And the starting object set is going to be retail transaction. And then I'll hit select. So now I have the data that I'm going to be working with. So I'll close that out. Now from here, I'm going to hit Add Widget. And I'm going to search for chart. So notice there's a number of different charts I can add. I can do an XY chart. I can do a pie chart, waterfall chart, Gantt chart, even Vega charts. Or I can use charts from Quiver. But today, we're going to be focusing on the XY chart. So I'm going to click on Chart XY. And here, we can see our configuration on the right. So every chart in Workshop is composed of one or more plot layers. So let's click into Layer and give it a name. And we're going to call this one Retail Spend. So the input data for a chart can be an object set, can be a function, or a time series set. But today, we're going to be focusing on object sets. The layer can also be a bar chart, a line chart, or a scatter chart. So from here, we're going to select an object set variable. And we're going to be showing retail transactions. Now for the property, we're going to be selecting TXN, TS, transaction timestamp. And because this variable is a timestamp, we can bucket by different units of time, like a year, quarter, month, week, day, and even more granular. For today's purposes, we're going to be grouping it by day. So here we can see the retail spending by day for part of May. And so now we have our x-axis property configured. And now we're going to add the bar series, which you can also think of as the y value, or whatever we're measuring per day. So note that you can add multiple steps of series, and then do math on them to derive new properties. But today, we're just going to be looking at a sum. So we're going to get rid of count and hit Add Step, and just take the sum of the total. And now here, we're going to segment by park section. So park section, And now we can see that we're segmenting the spending each day by perk section. We can display the segments as stacked, percentage, or grouped. Let's choose grouped here. And if we want, we also have some control over how the segments are ordered. Now, we also have the option to grab the selection as a filter, but we're going to come back to that later. So now we're going to go back to the main chart editor, where we're going to do some configuration on how our y-axis looks. So here, below x-axis, you'll see an option to customize your y-axis. So we're going to hit Customize. And here, we're going to customize which axis our layers are appearing on. And so here, we have axis 1, which is the axis where our retail spending is appearing. And so I'm going to click into axis 1. And here, I can give it a title. So total retail spending. And if I want to, I can turn on numeric formatting. So toggle this on. And maybe I wanted to use compact notation. And so for the base type, since we're displaying total spending, I might want to change this from standard to currency. And now I have the dollar signs. Now, additionally, it might look better to use compact notation here. So for the style instead of standard, I can hit compact. And now I'm seeing the compact notation to represent the retail spending. Here I can also configure the bounds of the plot. So the minimum, the maximum. Can also change the position of the axis. And now I'm going to minimize this so I have more space. So next up, in order to give more context to the numbers that we're seeing here, I want to show how many entrances there are to the park every day. So from here, I'm going to hit Add Layer, click into it, and I'm going to call this Park Entrances. Now, the input data, I'm going to select an object set variable, and it's going to be park entrances. I'm going to make this a line chart, specifically an area. Now, in order to get that to show up, I got to select my properties. So for the property, I'm going to choose entrance time. And now I'm going to make the bucketing the same as the other layer, so it's going to be day. And for the series, count is indeed what I want to show. But here we have a problem. Count is being shown on the same axis as retail spending, and that doesn't make sense. Not only are they different units, retail spending is in dollars, count is in count of entrances. They're on a different scale, and so it makes the chart pretty hard to read. So let's fix this. So we're going to go back to the chart editor. And now we can see that retail spend and park entrances are displaying on the same axis, which is probably not what we want. So to fix this, I'm going to hit Add Axis, and now we have axis 2. So I'm going to make park entrances be displaying on axis 2. And now we have a much easier to read chart. So here, you can see that we have total retail spending on this side, and then on this side, we're going to have the count of visitors. So we're going to want to label this. So we're going to click into axis 2 and title this Count of Entrances. And if I want, I can also add numeric formatting here. Can make this compact notation if we want. And here, of course, if I wanted to, I can change the scale type from linear to logarithmic, but that's not necessary in this case. So next up, I'm going to turn on the legend. So I'm going to scroll all the way to the bottom and hit Show Legend. And so here I have my legend showing me the different sections that I'm displaying. And also I have count, which I know represents the entrances, but I'm going to have to specify that a little better. So to fix the legend so that instead of saying count, we say entrances, I'm going to scroll up and go to the park entrances layer. And then right over here, I can change the legend label to park entrances. And now that's a lot clearer. Let's do a little bit more configuration to get this looking nice. So I'm going to scroll up, go back to the main chart editor. And now I'm going to do some more configuration on the x-axis. So here you can see that this is showing all of the colors that we have in our plot. And I'm going to say that we don't need those. So I'm going to toggle this off. If we want to, I can show some grid lines, which might be helpful. Now we can also change the placement of the legend. If we show it inside the chart, for example, we get a little bit more real estate. But now that I have the legend here, I don't really need those colors on the side. And so I'm going to go click into axis 1 and turn off the color markers. Now finally, I don't have a title on the x-axis, so I'm going to click in to show title. And I'm going to call this date. So here we have a chart. It's segmented by park section. We're showing the park entrances over time. Now, the last thing I might want to add is, let's say that we know, for example, there was a storm or some sort of severe weather event over here on the 15th, right? And that might have dropped park attendance. So if I want to add some sort of annotation, it could be a vertical line, so maybe to showcase some sort of event. It could be a horizontal line to show averages, for example. An annotation at a vertical line. And again, for example, let's just say I know something happened on May 15th. And now I have that annotation. And I can give this a label. Let's just say there was a hurricane that day. The hurricane. And there we have our annotation. So now we're almost all set with our chart, but it has no title. So I'm going to hit Add Header to give the section a header. Now I'm used to seeing the chart titles in the middle. So over here, I'm going to set the title to be in the middle. And so I'm going to give this a title, Retail Spending by Park Section. And from the format, I'm going to make it contained, so it looks a little more natural that way. And so now I have my chart. But let's say I don't want this to be a dead end. What if, for example, I want to know more about what was happening here, what people were buying, how much they were spending? So what I can do is if I click into a specific plot layer, such as retail spend, and scroll all the way down, you'll see that I have the option to store a selection as a filter. And so I'm going to have to create a variable to store that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select object set filter variable, make a new variable. And I'm going to rename this. I'm going to call this chart filter. Now I'm going to click into the section, hit split section, and add a new section below. Now I'm going to boost up the size of this by making it a flex section so it will share space equally with the chart. And so here I'm going to show a table of the resulting retail transactions that remain as a result of the user using this chart to filter. So I'm going to hit Add Widget, Object Table. Now I need an object set that actually contains those filtered retail transactions. So to do that, I'm going to make a new variable. It's going to be an object set definition. And I'll call this retail transactions filtered by chart. So the starting object set is going to be retail transactions. I'm going to filter using a variable. And here we have our chart filter. And then in the input data here, I'm going to use that object set that we just created, retail transactions filtered by chart, and add all the properties. Now, when I drag my cursor over different sections of the chart, I can see that the table filters as a result. So in summary, we have created a chart, and we have made it filter a table below it so that the chart is not a dead end, and we can continue drilling down into the data. Thanks for watching. We hope you found this helpful. Be sure to let us know which tutorials you want to see next.